In Capital News tonight, over 14 people seriously injured in train accident in Karakata, Ilala district. Lucha youth asked MONUSCO to use force on rebels in Benin. And in sports, former Arsenal player Pires believes Arsenal can win against Liverpool tomorrow. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. More than 14 people have suffered severe injuries to various parts of their bodies in a train accident which occurred in Karakata area, Ilala in Dar es Salaam. The train accident occurred when it was traveling from Pugu towards the main city of Dar es Salaam. As it was on its way towards the main city of Dar es Salaam, two carriages of the train veered off the train tracks, and as a result, the train overturned. Dr. Meshak Shimwela, who is the assistant director of the hospital, said that they have already received 14 injured people, although the number of injured victims continues to increase.
The train started to sway for about 10 minutes, then it crashed on the right-hand side. People who came to rescue us told us not to panic, and one by one they've rescued us, after which we were taken to the hospital. We've received 14 patients, but more are coming. The injuries are not serious. Some have suffered from shock, and one has suffered a contusion and has been stabilized so that he can later on be referred to Muhimbili. When there is a train accident, it is important for passengers not to panic, as any slight movement can cause further damage.
MP for Kigoma Town Constituency Zito Kabwe has been taken to the Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court in order to face 3 charges of incitement against the police. According to the first charge, the MP is alleged to have said that 4 people were injured during a violent conflict between the police and people in Uvinza District, Kigoma region, and these injured people were taken to the Nguruka Health Center in order to undergo medical treatment, but the police force persuaded them right up to the center and they then shot the injured people. In the second charge, the MP is alleged to have made a statement of incitement against the police force by saying that the police killed residents of Mpeta Nguruka village, Uvinza district, and to have said that the police force has still not released any details or information about the alleged killings. In the third accusation, Zito Kabwe is alleged to have made the claim that more than 100 Wanyantuzu tribesmen died during a violent clash between the police and themselves in Mpeta Nguruka village. Moreover, it is alleged Zito said that other Wanyantuzu tribesmen were killed while they were receiving medical treatment. The state prosecutor, Kweka, urged to the High Court and the chief of the Kinondoni Investigative Region, Nkungu Malulu, that Zito Kabwe be denied bail because if released, it could endanger his life. Magistrate Shahidi said that the reasons given to deny Zito Kabwe bail were legally groundless, and Zito was released on bail after one person was able to present 10 million shillings to the court, and also the same sponsor had to surrender his national identity card to the court. Now, moving on, cashewnut farmers in Tandahimba and Newala districts in Mtwara region have agreed to sell cashew for 3,016 shillings per kilo as their highest price and lowest of 3,000 shillings, which with the Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Charles Tizeba, stating that he expects purchasing companies will continue to raise the price as the auction continues.
The season will not wait for him, and other people will go ahead and buy. So this decision to sell is good, although the price is not as good as last year, but it is a step forward nonetheless. We must keep hoping that all will be well and that we shall not sell below the 3,000 shillings. I would like to commend the farmers for agreeing to sell at a price that Honorable President wanted businessmen to buy at. What has come to my attention, however, is that some politicians are wanting to politicize this. You see, it's you, the farmer, who has worked hard, yet this person comes forward and tries to convince you not to sell. I urge farmers to attend auction and do business. We've been able to sell 2,141 tons out of 7,000 tons, which was to be auctioned today. The highest bid is at 3,016 and the lowest is at 3,000. I'm glad that buyers respected the directive given by the Honorable President Dr. John Pombe Magufuli.
The Minister for Livestock, Farming and Fishing, Luhaga Mpina, has launched an operation to fight against illegal fishing in Lake Tanganyika. This operation was accompanied by the burning of illegal fishing gear that was worth more than 2.9 billion shillings and is impounded on the lake.
This lake belongs to you and should benefit you, yet other countries fish in it, which is against the law. You cannot just allow illegal fishing to go on when leaders are there to stop such activity. This exercise was carried out according to the laws governing fishing number 22 of 2003 and Environmental Conservation Law number 20 of 2004. I ask those that are not getting what the government is doing to stop immediately using illegal fishing equipment. They must understand that they shall be dealt with according to the law.
Now, MPs of the East African Legislative Assembly have called upon the Secretariat of the Community to hold accountable all top officials who fail to carry out their duties as expected. They were speaking during ongoing sessions of the East African Legislative Assembly, which is taking place in the city of Arusha. Some MPs, for example, Pamela Masai of Tanzania, say that those who were engaged in the improper use of funds might have been able to address other challenges affecting the Secretariat if they had been fully focused on their work.
We need to look into procurement, who is responsible and how can he be made accountable, because we have policies in place to give guidelines, and in cases where there has been a breach, those responsible to be made accountable. If there is embezzlement of public funds or mismanagement of resources, you can be prosecuted. People must be scared of the consequences.
The government has directed defense and safety organs in the country to work hard and not lose hope because of some individuals who are intent on disrupting peace in the country. Speaking during a handover ceremony of renovative cars, the District Commissioner of Dar es Salaam, Paul Makonda, commended defense and safety organs for the good job they are doing in securing peace, especially in Dar es Salaam and the entire nation. On his part, TPDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Yaqub Mohammed said that renovations of the vehicles will help the police force reduce costs of renting out cars for police activities.
I'm pleased with the great work done by law enforcement organs. You are the ones who enable us to sleep and wake up safe, the ones that make it possible for us to move freely. On behalf of the head of the armed forces, I would like to inform you that we recognize and support you in your effort to make sure that the city of Dar es Salaam is safe so its people can fully participate in economic development projects.
Over 9,000 people of Wabaragaig tribe, who are pastoralist community in Endamile Ward, Monduli district, who have been experiencing water problems for over 50 years, causing the death of 7 people, including 3 students who fell into natural wells when drowning water, have finally resolved the problem after residents, along with the ward councillor, completed a project for 5 clean water wells that cost over 150 million shillings.
We lost 4 students and 3 adults who fell in a well dug by local residents. We are very pleased that this project has brought us water and that there is no more loss of lives as a result of difficulty in fetching water. Before this project, residents suffered a lot and had to go far to look for water. Some were forced to go as far as 5 kilometers away. The first 2 projects failed to give us water, but luckily this time around we have been successful. This water project will benefit a lot of people. Another added benefit is that it is clean and safe water, which is essential for our village. The project is progressive, so every neighborhood will be supplied with water.
The Safe Water and Environment Cleanliness Authority in Dodoma, working with the police force, has started a special operation to prevent theft and loss of water, which has reached 26%, with some of the residents of the city arrested for sabotage of water infrastructure.
I had no idea where water was coming from. I did not know that the water was from Dowasa. This is stealing from the government and the citizens of this country. I urge everyone to use resources available responsibly. This is hurting Dowasa. You see, a lot has been invested to generate water, including distributing it to the people. I would like to urge the Dodoma residents to use water that is metered so as to enable Dowasa to earn revenue.
And the government has emphasized that its decision requiring engineers and TANESCO experts as well as electricity agents in villages REA not to permit importation of equipment for electricity projects, including electricity wires and poles, will stand firm because local factories are capable of producing sufficient good quality equipment at an affordable price in comparison to foreign ones. This was said by the Minister of Energy, Dr. Minad Kalamani, when he visited a very well Cable Engineering Company Limited, a factory that produces electricity wires, and viewed the production activities at the factory.
Our capacity has increased. Still, there is more being produced, about 148,000 kilometers, whereby our demand is 86,000 kilometers. We have a large stock for subcontracting. Rare projects have not been done because payment is not completed. Honorable Minister, we have no confidence on the concrete poles market because there is no clear strategy on its use.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows next after the break. We'll be right back.
The relaunched Financial Times is the premier business newspaper in Tanzania. The Financial Times is a weekly source of information and business insight for the most successful leaders, executives, investors, and entrepreneurs in Tanzania and throughout the East Africa region. We provide critical business insight and in-depth features on companies, people, strategies, ideas, and economic trends. The Financial Times offers an unrivaled platform for advertisers to enhance brand awareness and move products. We will enable you you to reach confident and informed consumers and decision makers who are ready to buy, which includes company CEOs, CFOs, managers, entrepreneurs, policymakers in government, politics and civil society, diplomats, members of the academia and other key influencers. See examples of advertisement opportunities featured in Financial Times sections below. Telecom sections, real estate section, company news, banking, finance and insurance industry, information technology, national, regional and global markets overview, motoring, lifestyle. Get your copy of Financial Times for 2,000 Tanzania shillings only.
Welcome back, and in international news, Lucha youth have asked the United Nations Stabilization Mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo to seek out rebels in Beni by using Chapter 7, which gives the UN authority to use force.
UN as an organization was supposed to help citizens so that solution is found, because now citizens are dying and we don't know who is behind this scheme. We are only asking to live in peace, and farmers go to their farms and do their work without any fear.
The first session of the 5th Pan-African Parliament that was ongoing in Kigali, Rwanda from the 18th of this month has come to an end today, with the Parliament passing 6 agreements.
Kwa hiyo bunge la Afrika limeazimia kwamba Kofi Annan ataheshimiwa.
So the African Parliament has decided that Kofi Annan will be honored as a noble man in the African continent, and there will be awards in his honor given to different leaders doing positive impacts to our African continent. The Parliament will be given those awards every year. Another decision is to congratulate the former president of Liberia, who was the first female president in our continent of Africa. And she did a great work for Liberia after having internal wars. Also, our responsibility as the African Parliament is to ensure that decisions made by head of countries, which are member countries, are followed and checked to what extent they're worked on.
And that is the end of International News Business News. Follows shortly.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news, Tanzania Revenue Authority has said that it will not add time for people, companies or organizations that will fail to ask for tax exemptions being given by TRA to the groups due to accumulation of back taxes after the last day allocated, which is 30th November of this month.
The burden which taxpayers who are in debt are having should be reduced, but also a taxpayer has a chance of bringing a pardon and it be accepted by 100% and punishment be removed and allowed to pay in installment. But then, if a person doesn't bring this plea during this period, he is missing out. Firstly, they miss out on getting a pardon, and secondly, he won't get a chance to pay the tax which is in debt by installment.
Over 17 entrepreneurs have been captured by Tanzania Pesticides Research Institute TPRI in the Lake Zone for selling pesticides in markets in various auctions in Mwanza region, which is against the law.
These test tubes are not allowed to be sold by small business people like the ones selling in markets. It's only by specialized people. This kind of test tubes are first degree, so they can kill you in few seconds. There were different kinds of people selling. Others were under umbrellas, but all were called in the office and were educated. That's why some came back and built and followed the procedures in selling these drugs.
And fertilizers to sow and grow harvest have begun to arrive in Mbeya for the new farming season for Southern Highland region as part of implementation of President Dr. John Pombe Magufuli's directive that farmers receive inputs early so that they can use them on time.
For those who are still in thoughts, well, the rains have already started, and the Board of Weather have already stated the rains will be early. So by the 15th, they should finish planting already. I am just asking the ones selling the manure to us to hurry up so that the farmers may profit from the government's manure and the agreed price, which is 66,140,000 in Dar.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows next.
Hi, my name is Kotaro Tokuda.
What's up? My name is Sean Garnier.
I'm John Barnes from Liverpool Football Club. The hip, hop, a hip, the hip, hip, hop, you don't stop the rockin' to the bang, bang, boogie, say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear?
I'm watching Sports Gazette.
I'm watching Sport Gazette.
And you're watching Sports Gazette.
With Sebastian.
With Sebastian. Peace out.
Yes! And you can also watch Sports Gazette for highlights and interviews regarding sports. Do not miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Capital Television.
Welcome back, and in sports news. Now, former Arsenal and France winger Robert Pires says Tanzanian players can perform well in any country with proper academics and work ethics. Here's more on the story.
I'm confident, I'm positive when I talk about Arsenal, but I have a good feeling.
Yeah.
Yes, because since the beginning, Unai Emery, he worked very good. He's a good manager. He's a winner. He won some titles with Sevilla, with Paris Saint-Germain. I think at the end of the season, he can lift one trophy. But tomorrow, for us, I think should be a good test, because Liverpool, for me, is one of the best teams in the Premier League. So that's why tomorrow should be a great game, yes.
Antonio Conte is reluctant to become a Real Madrid boss, with the club unlikely to meet his demands, according to former club president Ramon Calderon. Here's more on the story.
The former Chelsea manager has been linked with the European champions who sacked Julen Lopetegui after Sunday's 5-1 defeat to Barcelona. He's asked for 3 years and to come in with 5 people and have hands-free for signings and transfers, Calderon told BBC Radio 5 Live's Football Daily EuroLeague show. Calderon, who was Real president from 2006 to 2009, does not think the former Juventus and Italy boss would be a popular choice. Conte was sacked by Chelsea in July, a year after leading them to the Premier League and FA Cup double. He had previously won Serie A in each of his 3 years in charge of Juventus.
Usain Bolt's trial with Australian football club Central Coast Mariners has come to an end. Here are more details.
Jamaican 8-time Olympic sprint champion who's 32 years old joined the A-League side for an indefinite training period in August. He scored 2 goals in his first effort for the Mariners in a friendly but did not play match when the season began. Efforts to secure a commercial solution to keep Bolt at the club had failed, the Mariners said on Friday.
That ends our news bulletin. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night. Or in your pantry. Candy from Candy